I think we're live. Are we live?
Think? Yep.
I'm hoping we're live.
We are.
It's been a while. We haven't done this in a while.
Yeah, like we forgot how to do everything. So.
Every time. We always forget how to do stuff. What's up, everybody? Law and Disorder coming at you live.
Live. We are alive still.
We are still alive. We're masked up, but we're still alive. We're still rocking and rolling.
Safety first.
Yes, safety first every time. What's up, everybody? Hadn't seen you guys in a while.
I know, we missed y'all. We hope you missed us too.
I don't think they did.
Probably not.
I don't think they did at all. So, let's shout out to the sponsors real quick. The local game store, East Texas Championship Wrestling, Ace Remodeling, Wave Space Audio for this awesome music, Young Ideas, Dish.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I think that's it, yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's been a while.
I know, I missed you.
Aw, are you sure?
Were you like my bestest buddy?
Sometimes. Sometimes I'm your best buddy.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Sometimes I'm your best buddy. So here we are. It's been a while. We've got tons of stuff to talk about because we just haven't talked.
I know. And it was really hard to pick what to talk about because there is just so much going on. So, but we don't want to like bore you guys to death and talk for 3 hours straight because no one wants that.
No, and I don't have that. I mean, I blow a lot of hot air. I don't have that much hot air. I don't think. Do I? So, let's, we have four. I think we got 4 topics we're going to talk about today. So you're going to do one, I'm going to do one, you're going to do one, I'm going to do one.
Okay.
I guess.
Sure.
Yeah, ladies first.
Oh, okay.
Age before beauty. No, age, beauty? Beauty,
no,
age.
Your age before beauty. 'Cause you're older than me.
Ah, that's true. Okay.
Yes.
You're right. Okay, so what are we talking about? First of all.
Today we are going to talk about, obviously, it's that time of year, and I'm going to make it short and sweet so I don't bore you guys to death.
The return of apple spice? Or
pumpkin spice? I mean, that's its own whole video, let's be honest, okay? But we won't go there. I will contain myself. No, this is the time of year, happens every 4 years, where we have to talk about elections and voting.
There's actually elections, I think, every year.
Well, yeah, but like...
So you're trying to say that other elections don't matter?
No, I'm not saying that elections do matter. What I'm saying is this is the one that, you know, has the most popularity and blah, blah, blah. So,
gotcha. Okay.
Voting has opened. In case you guys weren't aware, didn't know, or just, you know, haven't checked yet, early voting has started. It started this past week, I think, like Monday?
In Texas, yeah.
I don't know
if it starts everywhere the same time. I don't know if different states have it different times.
Yeah, so we're in Texas, so our early voting opened up this past Monday. So I am registered in Dallas County.
Okay.
So there is a polling location right next to my house, and I drive by it, walk by it when I go on my walks all the time. So I was going on my walk on this past Monday, and I walked by. There was a line out the door around the building with more people walking up.
What?
The first day it was open.
Like they were going to a concert?
Yeah, like
or they were going to the bathroom at a concert?
Yeah, like you're waiting in line to go to the concert, or you're waiting in line at the restaurant because there's like an hour, 45-minute wait, whatever. And I thought it was, I mean, I'm glad people went out to vote, which is great. You need to do that. But I'm like, this is a pattern. This is not the first time this has happened. I feel like every year everyone tries to go vote on the first day of early voting. And you don't need to do that. Calm down. Take a breath. Like, you got time.
It's kind of like the iPhone.
Yeah.
When the iPhone comes out, everybody wants to be in line.
Yeah. You want to be the first one to get it? Or like when the last Harry Potter book came out, you wanted to be first in line to get it and read it first? Calm down. Early voting isn't a single day. There's, as of today, the 18th of October, there are still 16 more days to go vote.
Early.
You got time. There is plenty of time. But everyone freaks out and acts like they have to be the first one there on the first day, or like their vote doesn't count.
Well, I think my logic on the early voting is that you want to go early-ish. You don't want to be the first batch because there's a lot of people, like you said, that try and get it done soon. But you don't want to be that person either that it's like the Friday before early voting ends and everybody's there. This is probably the week to do it. Like right now, there's was it? Well, no, you got 2 more weeks.
You
right?
got 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 more weeks. Probably like Wednesday, Thursday-ish of this week is probably a good time because next week is probably gonna start getting busy again. The last week of the month. So yeah, I'll probably do that. And I wouldn't do like a Friday because on Friday some people, They don't go to work. So don't do that. And don't do Monday because some people don't work Monday. I think it's like a Tuesday, Wednesday.
And I found out at my polling location, this is just mine. I can't speak for every Dallas County polling location, but my polling location was averaging 1,500 people a day.
Wow.
1,500. And I swear they all showed up within the same 2 hours because that's what it looked like. I either walk or drive by it every single day, and every day I drove by, there was a line. So I finally drove by it yesterday, which was a Saturday as of now. I drove by in the morning because I was going to go run a different errand. I had to go to the post office, and I drove by, and I was like, wait a minute. There's no line. Skirt! And I drove in there, and I ran in real quick, and I was in and out in less than 10 minutes.
Really?
Yep. I also went at I think it was 10-something in the morning, and no one was there. But when I left, the line started getting longer.
See, I didn't go yet. I drove by on my way to work, and it was 9:30 on the first day, and it was wrapped around the building. And the two things I noticed is that, one, hell no, that line's way too long. But two, everybody's just standing up against each other like they're going to a concert. No social distancing. They're all just... And I'm like, hold on, man. I need you to socially distance just a little bit. Now, granted, if you socially distance all those people, it's going to be 4 miles long. But still, I think that there should be, especially because a lot of these are, well, at least where I'm at, it's like the courthouse building. So there's law enforcement that's naturally at the courthouse. So there should naturally be law enforcement out there. It's like, no, hey, this is the end of the line. Everybody else has to wait in your car. If there's less than, if there's less than 30 of you, you can wait out here. But seriously, why do you have to wait 100 people deep? Why do you have to do that?
And
it's a pandemic, bro.
They did have social distancing measures once I got into the building, which I was only 2 people outside the building. There was only a couple people in front of me. But once I got in, they did have tape on the ground. They told me to wait here, and they told me when I could move forward. And I felt there were screens everywhere, styluses to use. So I felt very safe voting, very protected. Everything was spread out. But outside the building, you're right. I didn't see tape marks saying 6 feet, 6 feet, 6 feet.
It's 6 inches.
And when I drove by, I did see time to time people were spread out, but then there were also the people that were all clumped together. So it's an accountability thing too. Some people don't care or they don't respect others. And
I think when I go vote, here's what I'm going to do. It might be the last day and it might be unimportant for people, but I'm going to go and I'm going to take some duct tape. And where I stand at first, I'm going to put a piece of tape there. And then I'm going to be that dude, and I'm going to go 6 more feet. I'm going to put another piece of tape. So it won't benefit me, but it will benefit future generations past me. Future voters in the next...
Oh, okay, I was about to say, I don't think they'll keep that tape there for generations.
I know, but it'll benefit the people that come after me.
Yeah.
The people that vote the next day, the day after that. And somebody's going to be like, why didn't I think of that? Don't touch that tape. That dude touched it. He's probably got it.
You know what I'm waiting for, too? So, obviously, we're in the middle of a pandemic. Masks are required, I would say, in most places. Even if they're not mandated for your county, most private businesses, like stores, restaurants, bars, whatever, still require you to wear one because they're a private business and they can do that. But when I got to my polling location, obviously they had signs there saying you must wear a mask in order to come into the building and vote, blah, blah, blah. And everyone had a mask, so there wasn't an issue, at least not while I was voting. And all the other days, people waiting in line had masks. But what I'm waiting for is for a video to come out of someone wanting to go vote without a mask and making a big deal about it, like a Karen or something, getting all mad, I don't need to wear a mask. This is my right to vote as a citizen of America, and this mask impedes my freedoms to not wear one and breathe fresh, clean oxygen and air. And I shouldn't have to wear a mask to go vote. You're infringing on my rights, blah, blah, blah. I'm waiting for that video to come out.
Karen gets such a bad rap. Okay. So, my turn?
Sure.
This is my turn. Okay. Do you know how the Electoral College works? Do you know how the Electoral College works?
I do, but we should probably explain it to other people.
Tell them how the Electoral College votes.
Okay.
It works.
How
Keep saying votes.
how it works. So, for those who may or may not know, and we can provide a link to help you research this, when you vote for president, presidents are not picked by popular vote. There is a popular vote out there that can keep track of it, but just because you send in a vote for president, that doesn't mean your vote goes directly to who is picked for president. It goes towards something called an electoral college. So, what is an electoral college? So, every state has a certain number of electoral college votes. Right now, there's like 538 votes based off of how many people each state has in the House of Representatives and the Senate. And it's different for every state because some states are bigger and have a bigger population than other states. So, for example, California gets 55 electoral college votes. Texas gets 38 electoral college votes versus Nevada, who gets 6. Or let's see, what's another one?
Rhode Island gets like
Rhode
half.
Island, Delaware gets 3. So
Yeah, just because you win Rhode Island or Delaware doesn't mean anything.
So if you've ever wondered why some presidential candidates campaign so hard in states like California, Texas, Missouri, Illinois is a big one, Florida, it's because they have more votes in the Electoral College. So in order for a president to get elected into office, they have to get the majority of votes, which is 270 Electoral College votes.
Mm-hmm.
So once you get that number of votes in Electoral College, you're picked for president. So some of you might be wondering, well, I don't think that sounds right. The president should be picked by the popular vote, by literally counting every single vote by every single eligible registered voter in America. You would think that's how it would work, right? But it doesn't. That's not how it is. It's written into our Constitution to have electoral college votes.
Now, okay, let's talk about the founding fathers for just a second.
Yes.
Okay, so in our research, we figured out how the electoral college came to be.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, it was just a bunch of old white guys that were bickering for many days, weeks maybe, about the different policies to start a government.
Yeah.
And they got fed up, right?
Yeah.
They just kind of like...
Literally, so back in 1787, during the Constitutional Convention, this is when they were deciding all this, the delegates there argued and debated and argued more for weeks and weeks and weeks about what to do, because they thought that Congress should pick the president, and others insisted that it should be a democratic popular vote. So they argued and argued for weeks and weeks and weeks. Debated, excuse me. So basically what happened is after all that time of debating, they were really tired and just frustrated. And because they couldn't come up with the best solution for the country, they literally came up with the Electoral College because they couldn't agree on another solution.
It seems kind of far. Like it I guess thinking about it now, the Electoral College is one of those like kind of a far-fetched idea. So somebody was just like, hey, hey, Thomas. Talking about Thomas Jefferson. Thomas, remember that thing we were talking about the other night? We were drinking some ale. That's not going to work. George, that's not going to work. George Washington. It's like, come on, man. Why not? It's like, I'm tired. I want to go home. All this bickering going on. Why can't we just do it? It's like, I don't know. I'll talk to the guys. We'll just see. And it's one of those things where two guys got together and said, yeah, let's just push it on. And then other guys are like, yeah, I don't care. Just, how does it work? That doesn't make any sense. They go, yeah, but, and here's probably what they said. At some point, somebody's going to figure out it doesn't make sense, and they'll get rid of it. And that'll be their problem, not ours.
Yeah. So
that's what happened. Somebody said, it doesn't make sense. This is stupid. But somebody said, yeah, but you know what? It's going to be somebody else's problem, and they'll figure it out in 100 years. No worries. No biggie.
Yeah, and 300 years later, here we are.
We're still messing with it. I think that's what happened. So, I really, really, really think that we should just have a popular vote. So, a little fun fact about history. Do you know how many times in the last 60 years, so since 1960, do you know how many times a popular vote has been closer than 100,000 votes?
0?
Correct. 0.
Knew it.
John F. Kennedy. This was the closest one in recent memory. Like, there's way too many little numbers here, so I'm looking. Give me 1 second here.
Boop, 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 boop.
So John F. Kennedy beat Richard Nixon by 112,827 popular votes. That is the closest in 60 years. In the last 20 years, the two elections that come into mind where the loser won the popular vote. Hillary Clinton in 2016, she lost, but she won the popular vote. She lost, but she beat President Trump by over 2.8 million votes. And in 2010, when Al Gore won the popular vote but lost in the Electoral College, the difference was 543,000. So the closest ever where the popular vote was just that close, where we're splitting hairs, was 1,898 votes. Do you know what year that was?
A long time ago.
It was 1880.
So 200 years ago.
200 years ago. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Say hi.
What's
hi.
up? It was 1880.
200 years ago.
200 years ago.
Wow.
So.
And you would think, now it's 2020, you would think that, with the technology that we have, it's very easy to keep track of votes.
Yeah.
Now I get that there are some mistakes. I've heard about people stealing the identity of people who have passed away to vote on their behalf to make it look like they're voting for the candidate they want. And I get that happens, and I'm not saying it's perfect, but it is very easy to keep track of votes now with technology.
It's extremely easy. If you can tell me that 3.2 million people voted this person off of American Idol, I'm pretty sure you can tell me, the president. So here's what I propose. Get rid of the Electoral College and you make it a popular vote victory. And you make the margin of victory 50,000. So let's use this election as the example. Let's say Joe Biden loses by 60,000 votes, popular vote. He can petition and say, I want a recount. And they go, okay, you're due one recount. And they recount it and they go, guess what, Joe? You lost. You're right. You didn't lose by 60. You lost by 55. But you still lost by over 50. It's done.
Yep.
It's done. That's it. You get one recount. But if in the first recount, the number is that great, let's say 50%, let's say it's 30,000. They go, okay, we'll entitle you to a second recount. But if that second recount still doesn't say you won, it's over. Sorry. That's the rules. Because it doesn't happen. It literally does not happen. It's never going to be that big of a margin, that close of a margin where it's 1,600 votes, 1,000 votes. That's never going to happen. Really, all you're doing by giving it a $50,000 or 50,000 vote cushion is you're basically offsetting the mail-in votes.
Yeah.
The ones that aren't in real time, But I mean, the probability of it actually happening is very slim to none. It hasn't been proven in the last 300 years. So why are we doing this? Why are we still messing with this Electoral College?
It's, and voting is important and everyone needs to go vote because your vote does matter. But I feel like more people would vote or have more confidence about voting if it was by popular vote. Because I knew about the Electoral College. So, I knew, when I vote, my vote matters, but in the end, I'm the majority might not win. I remember President Trump, when he was campaigning back in 2016, he was losing the popular vote at the time during his campaign, and he was complaining during his campaign to the public about how he had the popular vote but was losing the Electoral College votes. He was lower than Clinton. He's like, well, that doesn't make sense because more people want me to be president right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he complained about it, but I was like, he has a right to complain because technically the people want him to be president at this point. So, even though Electoral College said, nuh-uh.
I just don't get it. I just don't get why we're still messing with this. Hundreds of years later, why are we still messing with the Electoral College?
And aren't we the only country that has a system like this set up?
I think so.
I didn't research this, but I can't think of another country that has a system like this.
I don't think the Electoral College is a thing that like everybody's just like, oh, that's the greatest idea ever. Why didn't we think of that?
No.
So let's get rid of the Electoral College.
I vote for that.
I vote for that too. But now we have to submit it to Electoral College to let them vote for it. Stupid.
It would take an amendment to the Constitution in order for the Electoral College to go away.
Can we vote on that? Can we vote on that constitutional amendment?
I mean,
They should let the people vote for that amendment
you would think,
instead of it going to Congress and going to the Senate. They should say, no, we're just going to let the people vote for that. We're going to put it on a ballot, and we're going to let America vote for it.
Yep.
And if the majority of America says the popular vote counts, then that's it. Done. Let's do it. I'm excited.
I hope to see that in my lifetime. That'd be cool.
It won't happen.
I don't think so.
It really won't happen. We'll still be talking about this in 4 more years. I promise.
So
moving on.
Kind of staying on the topic of voting and everything. So we're not just voting for president right now. We're voting for a lot of other things. Like, you know, in your county, you're voting for city council, sheriffs, judges, all that fun stuff. And it's a lot of people. And you might not know what each of those candidates stands for or what they believe in. And if you're a person who doesn't always necessarily have the time to research it or whatever, you might be uninformed about who to vote for. Especially if you are someone that might be on streaming services a lot, or if you're on YouTube a lot, or even just watching cable a lot, you're watching sports, the news, whatever, commercials come on, you might see a lot of political ads. This is the time of year for political ads.
Tons.
And can I just start off by saying, I hate political ads. I hate seeing those commercials where they're like, vote for John Smith. He believes in saving the whales, and he's going to, you know, make sure you keep your job and stimulate the economy. Vote for John Smith. John Smith, when I see your ad on TV, it makes me not want to vote for you.
Yeah, when I'm looking at your name on the ballot, I'm like, oh, that's that SOB that always ruins my binge watching.
Yeah, I see his face 18 times a day during the ads in my streaming services. I really don't want to vote for you anymore, John Smith. Why did you waste your money on this? But that's just me. And that's, from my perspective, I'm able to say that because I researched John Smith and I know like exactly what he stands for. So maybe if I voted for him, maybe it's because I did my research and I knew exactly what he stood for, even though I hated his political ad commercials. But there are a lot of people out there that actually rely on those ads to know who to vote for, which is kind of disturbing, kind of scary.
Yeah.
Because I think everyone should have a place to know like who the candidates are, what party they're with, what they stand for, what they believe in, so you know which candidate you want to vote for, and you can make an educated vote the day of, you know, you're voting. And instead of relying on these political ads, especially the ads where one candidate is bashing another candidate, like, ooh, John Smith, he might be for saving whales, but he's gonna kill all the panda bears and polar bears. Why? Who needs whales? We need bears more. Don't vote for John Smith.
Sally June is for saving the pandas.
Yeah, vote for Sally, who's gonna save the pandas.
And you got a picture.
The whales.
And you got a picture of Sally holding the panda. You know, it's just I don't know. I don't know. It's like, and they're always like backhanded comments.
They are, and they pick the couple key points out of each candidate that they think is gonna, you know, make them sound the worst. Like, I think the big one right now is, you know, obviously like defunding the police.
Okay, that's my favorite one right now is the Donald Trump one against Joe Biden, where it's like, what if you call 911 and nobody answers? And it's like an answering service. And it's like, if you've been assaulted, press 1. If you've been murdered, press 2.
You've been murdered, press 2.
It's like if you've been shot at, press 3, and someone will return your call.
You are currently the 19,842nd person in line.
Yeah, and it makes it sound like if you vote for Joe Biden that we're going to get the police defunded, and that's what defunding the police is going to look like. That you call 911 and it's just an answering service, and you leave a message and they'll call you back tomorrow. I'm like, come on, man. Just like,
but some people
falls for
believe
that?
that because they don't know what it means to defund the police, or they don't know what it means for their county, their state, because it's going to differ everywhere. So you got to be understanding of what it means to defund the police, but they don't know. So they see that commercial, they're like, well, I don't want the police defunded. Automatically no to her. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
I want to vote for Donald Trump because of that. It's like,
Yep.
come on, man. I mean, I get it. Some people are gullible, but it's just, and you ever notice that those ads are always the ones that are on at the weirdest times of day? It's they're on during the same times of day. Like, I'm not talking about the political ads. I'm talking about the oddball ones, the ones that you're like, that doesn't sound right. They're on during the time when people are home that don't work, and they're on like in the middle of the night when people that are stoned watch TV. Like a dude that's never voted in his life, like 45 years old. He's never voted in his life, and all he does is smoke pot at night. He's like, oh, I'm going to go. I don't want to call 911 and go to voicemail. I'm going to get up tomorrow and I'm going to go vote. Screw that. Can't even know any better. He's just like, oh, yeah, that's what I saw on the news. That's what I saw on TV last night. It's got to be real. Just don't know. Just stop. Just stop.
So my point to all of this is that I know the political ads are going to be on and you can watch them, but what I want everyone to take from this is to not base your voting choices off these political ads. You should be educated on who you're voting for. And I do have a solution, and we can share the link with you. I don't know if you're able to pull it up, Sergio. I sent it to you on Facebook, but I watch a lot of John Oliver, and he pointed out this great website that you can visit to learn all about voting. Like, who's in your area to vote for? Who do you agree with? Learning about each candidate. It'll even, like, you can even register to vote on this website. It is amazing, and you're not going to believe what it's called.
What is it called?
This website is called GetYourBooty.com. Hold
on. How do we get your, are we doing
Get Your, GETYOUR, Booty, BOOTY, to the poll.com. I can't stress this enough. It's literally getyourbooty.tothepoll.com. And at the top of the page, when you get to this website, it's going to say register, research, and vote, which is exactly what everyone needs to be doing. Number one, you got to be registered to vote. If you don't know if you're registered to vote, this website will tell you whether or not you are or not. And if you're not, you can register through this website. It's a very short form. It takes less than 2 minutes and done. Like, you're registered to vote.
I'm trying to actually like put this somewhere where people can see it. I think I'm just gonna we're gonna put this. I'm just gonna put it up here up top.
Right there?
Like just in the way of everything.
Like, is it right here?
It's
Is it coming?
Yeah, hold on. It's gonna be there. Give me a second. Hold on. Give me a second here. Let me.
Well, I will keep going. So after
there. Now put your hand up.
Like right here? Higher? Lower?
Lower.
Lower?
Yeah, right there. It's over. It's kind of over my face, but hey, it works. Get your booty to the poll.com.
Yes. Go to this website. Register to vote if you're not already registered. Research. This website provides links to learn about every single candidate, what they believe in, and what they're trying to do. So you can figure out what candidate you want to vote for. Because there's so many out there. You see all these political ads. You might be confused. Educate yourself. Know what you're going to do. And then, obviously, you have to go vote. Now, you can't vote on the website. Sorry. But you can use this website to find out where your polling location is based on what county you're registered to vote in. So you can figure out where to go to vote, what their hours are, and how much longer you have to vote.
It's a pretty awesome website.
Yeah. And you want to know the best part about this website?
I don't know. Is there a better?
I mean,
is there something better?
Yeah. The best part is that in order to grab people's attention, they hired volunteer exotic dancers from Atlanta to shoot a video about why it's so important to vote.
Volunteered exotic dancers.
Exotic dancers from gentlemen's clubs in Atlanta, Georgia.
Man.
And there's several on here, and they even list them, and you can read their bios. We got Bunny, we got Jenny, we got Nikki, Zipporah, Amani, and these women, let me just tell you, they look fierce. Like, they look good, okay? I mean, I root for the opposite sex, but man, these women look good, if I do say so. And 2, they're educated. They talk to you on camera and tell you why it's so important to vote. You know?
That's pretty awesome.
It's really, really cool, and why, like, your vote matters. So if you don't want to sit here and listen to me and look at me telling you why it's important to go vote, go to getyourBootyToThePoll.com and watch these women tell you why it's important to vote.
I couldn't get Caitlin to do it. Sorry, I tried. It just didn't work. But we got professionals from GetYourBootyToThePoll.com. We got the link down here below. I've moved it down here right below Miss Caitlin. So we got a link. Again, GetYourBootyToThePoll.com.
Check it out.
So let's end it with one more topic. One more discussion here. So the iPhone 12, or some, you know, there's like 4 of them now, 4 12s that are coming out. They were announced this week. So one of the things that they're being highly touted for, like they're being praised by environmental groups, is that they are no longer supplying in every new iPhone, I guess moving forward. I think it's just the 12 moving up. I think if an old phone has it, you know, they're not going to go yank it out. But in all the new iPhone 12 models, they're not going to have earbuds or chargers or the little charging cube. Mm-hmm. And the saying is that they're saying that they want to eliminate their carbon footprint on the world by 2030. I'm sorry. By 2030. So in 10 years, they're going to eliminate their carbon footprint on the world by getting rid of all this eco waste. Everybody's like, yeah, that's great. Woo, good job, Apple. And they're also saying they're going to have smaller boxes because they're not going to have as much crap in them.
Well, it's yeah, because you have a box with the iPhone, with the charger, the cable, yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there.
Okay, so good job, Apple. Pat you on the back. But I'm here to call BS, and I'm here to say it's a money ploy, because you're paying for the same price for the phone, but it's got less stuff in it.
Okay, that's a big no-no.
So, okay, have you ever had your earbuds break?
Yes.
Okay. When you buy them at the store, at the Apple store, like $30.
Yeah, they're a little pricey.
Okay, but when they break, usually they don't crap out on you. They break because like you ran over them with your car or you put them in the washing machine.
Yeah, I throw them around in my bag and I just do this with the wire. So eventually the wire wears out. And
yeah, but eventually, eventually is like 2 years down the road, 3 years down the road.
Yeah, they last a long time.
They'll last 2 or 3 years because they're pretty durable. Same thing with the wires. They're durable. The charging thing, the little cubes, I don't think I've ever run out of cubes. I think I still have the original cube.
All my cubes work.
So, but, like I said, the chargers, the cords, the cubes, although the Apple ones are very expensive because they last, right? They last 2 or 3 years. It's a good quality product. But if you need to buy another charger, you and Harrison are going to move in together, you get your house. You're like, oh, hey, you know what? We need a bunch of cords for the house. Let's put some in, let's put one in every room. Are you going to buy that at the Apple store?
No.
Why?
Because it's too expensive.
But you're going to buy them on like Amazon, right?
Amazon, Walmart, something like that.
You won't buy an Apple brand.
Doesn't matter.
You'll buy an Amazon. I know you'll buy an
like
off-brand.
Like a China brand, whatever.
Yeah, that's like 3 for $20 or something. Okay. Do you think those will last as long as the Apple one? Do they last 2 or 3 years?
Probably not. No, especially if I treat them the same.
They might last like 6 months.
6 months to, I think they'd last at least a year. But I wouldn't be surprised if after a year they started to crap out or if they didn't work every time.
Yeah, you kind of got to jiggle them.
You got to jiggle it a little. You got to plug it and then plug it back in.
And you got to turn it. Like some of them you got to flip the other way.
That's the worst.
Okay, so that being said, you're going to spend maybe more money, but you're going to spend it. You're going to spend your money more frequently. Why? Because these products are crapping out because they're inferior to Apple products. So Apple is eliminating their carbon footprint by 2030. But are they really eliminating anything if you're causing more eco waste with other devices that are inferior?
No, because if Apple makes less of their product, that's great. But then all these other third parties are just going to make more of their crappy ones because there's less Apple ones. And I just see it kind of maybe go, I see it like going like this and then going right back to this, like this and then right back down.
So I'm calling BS to Apple. Yes, you are eliminating, and in writing, you're not lying. You're eliminating your carbon footprint. You're eliminating a lot of your eco waste. You're reducing it. But are you doing a justice to the world? No, you are not. Because we're still going to have the same eco waste. And we might actually have more because you have more inferior products that are going to crap out faster, that are going to lead to having to make more crappy products while you're making less products. So yes, Apple, here's your pat on the back. But no, I think that's wrong. And at the same time, like I said, you're not giving me my earbuds. You're not giving me my charger, my little cube, or my cord. So I'm paying the same price for a phone that I paid for last year. Maybe it's a little cheaper, but I'm paying pretty much for the same thing, and I have less stuff. And long term, I got to go buy more stuff when my crappy's like, because I still have like iPhone cords. I have iPhone 10 cords from 3 years ago. I'm still using those. And I have like a little box of other cords. Like as I buy an iPad or something, like, hey, well, when they go bad, I'll go back to these cords. But now I'm not going to have those cords. Now I'm going to have to start using those. And then when they start crapping out, I'm going to go buy crappy made somewhere else, cords, plugs, all that stuff. So I don't know. Shame on you, Apple. Shame on people. You know what? This is one of those things where, like we were talking about with the politicians, with the political ads, people aren't doing their research. They just read that Apple said this, and you're like, oh, that's so great.
Yeah.
Apple's such a great company. Yeah, but are you really doing the math? Are you really educating yourself?
This would only work if every other company that makes these products does the same exact thing. Like if they made them all the same quality, which I get can't happen because if they're all the same quality, they should all cost exactly the same, but they don't. But in theory, if they all had the same quality and all lasted the same amount of time, that's the only way to reduce the carbon footprint.
So,
but that's not going to happen. Or we have to come up with a way to properly recycle these parts and reuse them and get everyone to donate and recycle their old stuff, which no one's going to do, because what are you going to do when your cord doesn't work anymore? Your first thought is throw it in the trash. But if there were laws or, legislature put in place that said you must take your old cords and recycle them here or do this with them.
Yeah, like when you buy a new iPhone, you have to recycle the cord and a charger and all that stuff.
You have to take it somewhere or throw it in a special place that your city would come pick up to go recycle properly so that those parts can be melted down or reused or whatever. That would also help. I think that is a great alternative. And I think that would provide a lot of jobs. I feel like that would help stimulate the economy, blah, blah, blah. But again, that's not going to happen for a very long time. America can't even recycle their own,
trash.
We can't even recycle our own trash correctly. Like our paper, our cardboard, and our plastic, and our aluminum. We don't recycle that correctly. So we have to, you got to crawl before you can walk. And right now we're just kind of laying there waddling because we haven't learned how to crawl yet.
We've been crawling since the 90s. So we hit a lot of stuff.
We did. We talked a lot. I'm thirsty.
We educated though.
Yes.
Give us socially distant. Yeah, that's
social distance fist bump.
Good job. Good job. Hadn't seen you in a while. We came in like guns a blazing. I'm pretty excited. So you will see us again before the election. I promise you that. You will see us again before the election. We're going to continue talking about some of this craziness going on in America. So I think that's going to wrap us up.
Yep. Thanks for watching.
Let's shout out to the sponsors, East Texas Championship Wrestling, Ace Remodeling, the local game store, Young Ideas Dish, Wave Space Audio for the music. And that's it. That's us.
Yeah.
So on behalf of myself, Miss Kate here.
Hey.
We're Law and Disorder. We'll holler at you guys next time.
Peace.
Ladies.